everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I will be talking about one of the most important issue right now. So today in this video we will try to understand what is US debt crisis in a more simplified manner. Also we will try to analyze is the US government likely to default, and afterwards we will try to understand its impact on US economy and also its impact on global economy in a shorter as well as in longer terms. So without getting late, let's get started. First of all, we will try to understand what is US debt ceiling limit. Also, we will try to understand that how it's affecting the US economy and the US government. So first of all, before even discussing about the US debt ceiling limit, here I will try to make you understand that why government need money and why government needs so much of debt. So well, a government of any economy need money to meet its obligations. The obligations can be, for example, in India, the government need money to meet the obligations. For example, funding the government employees. It can be the funding the military expenses, or infusing money for infrastructure development, infusing money for education development. So for example, right now we have seen in the budget that government has infused money or has allocated budget for development of railways, right? So in any economy, government infuse money. Also in time of crisis, government try to infuse the money. So that's why government need lot of money. We will try to understand what is US debt ceiling crisis or what is US debt ceiling. So for example, I earn 70,000 rupees per month. Now I have put a limitation on my expenditure that I should actually spend at most of 50,000 per month. I can't go beyond that. Otherwise, I won't be able to sustain, or I won't be able to survive. Or if I go beyond that, if my expenditure go beyond that, I'm likely to borrow money from my friends, or I'm likely to take some kind of loan to meet my short-term or long-term obligations, whatever you can understand. So in a similar manner, US government has put a limitation on the expenditure. So that limitation is the US debt ceiling. Now what is US debt ceiling crisis? So you can understand it in its word only. Crisis means the government has already exceeded the limitation of its expenditure. So right now the US government has a limitation of 31.4 trillion US dollar. So it is the limit that the government should expend. But the government has already exceeded this limitation. By of January end, it has already spent 31.38 trillion US dollar. And right now, what is happening? Right now, it is happening that the US Treasury is telling that they are in short of money. The government now need to borrow more money. It means the government need to remove the limitation, or it have to increase the limitation. So for example, the debt ceiling, it needed to be increased so that the government can borrow more money and the government will not default. As we know that Joe Biden is talking with the opposition party in order to increase the ceiling, in order to increase the expenditure, as government is actually in dire need of money. As per the treasury report, as per the treasury, we get to know that the maximum the government can run with its money is June 5th. So it means that Joe Biden need to increase the ceiling limit. Hence, he is talking with the opposition party for that. Now we will try to understand the trend of the ceiling limit, and also we will try to understand the US debt, how much US is taking debt over the years. Okay, let's understand this trend over the years, how much US is taking debt. So as you are able to understand, in from 1980 and it's 2023, US debt has incredibly increased over these years, and also you are able to check the debt ceiling. So you are also able to check that US has raised debt ceiling over these years as well. So this is not the first time the US government is facing this US debt ceiling crisis, but also past prior to this, prior to 2023, in 2011 also government has faced similar kind of issue. And I will be now sharing a very important and interesting fact with you all. The interesting fact is, since 1960, this debt ceiling limit have been raised over 78 times. Yes, you're hearing me right. 78 times. This is the last part of this video, and here I will be talking about the impact of the US debt crisis on its economy and also at the global level. So let's try to understand it in a logical way. For example, US government does not increase the ceiling and US now treasury is in short of money. For example, the US government does not increase the ceiling level. So what is likely to happen is that it won't be able to meet the obligations, the current spending, the welfare schemes, etc., etc. So it is likely that US government will increase the tax also, so that it will have more income to meet the obligations. The other repercussions will be that the US government will be defaulting on its bill. So if the US government will be defaulting on its bill, so there will be a interest payment, there will be an increase of interest payment. Our data says that US government spends 7% of its GDP on interest payment. Okay, so it's a very huge money. And if the default increases over the year, the interest payment will be huge. So in turn, the US government will be forced to cut down the expenses on other aspect. Maybe it will be cutting down the expenses on the education, on welfare schemes, etc., etc. So this is the kind of repercussions we can understand. Also, there can be more robust repercussions. The more robust repercussions could be that it will put US into recession. Okay, it will put US into recession? Because the inflation will be increased. Inflation will be increased, interest rate will be increased. As you are able to witness that a lot of US bank currently has uh, uh, gone into bankruptcy. So there will be this bankruptcy, the series of bankruptcy, the inflation rate will be high. And there will be more job crisis in the market because there will be less infusion of money by the US government. In an estimate, it was told that if the crisis happen, if this debt ceiling crisis happen, 7 million people can lose job actually. And also in long term, if you see, so in future also there will be more burden of interest payment. And also, if this trend likely to continue, the US economy can contract by even by 0.4% over a small period of time. Also, if we talk about the stock markets will be badly hit. And also, if you see that if this trend continues, the dependency of US on foreign investors will also increase. So these are the kind of repercussions I can think of right now. You can comment me on the comment box what kind of repercussions you can think of. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and stay updated for more such informative videos. Till then, take care. Have a good day.